Okay, so the three of you were flying high and at the peak of your careers when the pandemic hit. Can you tell us about your lives when you were grounded? So just when it happened.
So how it started? Basically, my last flight out of Amritsar was on the 18th of not Amritsar, Shanghai Pudong. My last takeoff and landing on the 3:30 was out of Pudong on 18th of March, just one day prior to the first lockdown. And then we got an info or memo from the company that they're going on these wage cuts and also saying things that we might not be flying as often as before. We'll be flying on probably like once a month or twice if you're lucky. It
Mm-hmm.
all because they have to be fair to everyone else, right? So in between, I did some cargo flights, but so flying there's pilot flying and pilot monitoring. So basically, pilot monitoring the one that does the radio and paperwork. So you don't do takeoff and landing. So officially, the last takeoff and landing was March, and then I had two other flights to Pudong as well, and also Wuhan. Wuhan,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there was one rescue flight to Wuhan,
Wow.
and me and my captain. Then we switch seats and we operate back as a dead heading sector. We set in. We didn't fly back. So May 10 was actually my last time I actually sat in the cockpit. May 10, Mother's Day,
Wow.
and yeah, so that was the last time. And I got my letter on October 2nd, saying that thank you so much. The company just couldn't. They had to do some LIFO process, last in first out, and all this process to start this retrenchment process, basically.
Right.
And yeah, and that's where I was disappointed because of the commitment and time given to the company. But
Mm-hmm.
of course, this is not the end of the world. You have to wake up and start something fresh.
Well, that's a
And that
brilliant attitude to have. I mean, surely, there was that sort of grief, shock, I don't know, emotion,
Yep.
human emotion part of it too that you were going through.
Yeah, but I managed to tackle that problem through my friends and family especially. And this guy here is the biggest my role model in my life. Is because
Oh,
of him I started flying, and so everything I've done today is all because of him. And that's where I started talking to him, and he was always calming me down. He was also in the same shoe, so imagine what he was going through as well.
okay. So
So
let's hear from you then. What was your sort of last flight like, and what happened when you were grounded?
Okay, basically, I got retrenched last year in June. I got my letter then saying that after serving the company for 12 years. To be honest,
Wow.
very much disappointed because um, I wasn't too happy with the process being done there,
Mm-hmm.
and basically was very disappointed and couldn't believe the news that I got.
Right.
So still, then took me a couple of months to get the fact in my mind actually to get out of it, and decided to just take it as it is. And we can't do anything much, to be honest. Now looks like this whole year will be gone as well,
Mm.
as well as last year. And yeah, that's it.
Did they
After,
say at any point like, "We're sorry to let you go now," but the moment things start coming back together again, that we would love to bring you back on, or is it just like, "Thank you for your services, goodbye"?
Yeah. Was it just sayonara?
Yeah.
yeah, basically what they said was, thank you for your service. We'll see in future. If we need you, we'll call you back.
I guess it's one of those awful predicaments where they had to do something. You have to process this on top of the sort of grief and trauma and fear that's everyone's sharing with what's happening with the pandemic itself, and it's a really difficult situation. So you took a couple of months to kind of process and for it to sink in, which probably was about the same time that MJ kind of was also retrenched. That sort of timing came about at the same time, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yes, I got retrenched in June, and he got retrenched in October.
October.
Yes.
Okay. So how drastically did this affect your livelihoods in terms of from the career you had and literally kind of overnight you stopped flying, and overnight pretty much you lost your salaries and your livelihoods?
So basically, I'm thanking God that I actually had this habit of saving, right? So based on the savings, I'm surviving on that. Basically, I've been surviving on that since then.
Mhm.
And of course, with the help of the moratoriums and given by the banks and whatever burden took off from the government, from our loans and all this stuff. So it's pretty much appreciable what government has done to lighten our burden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But just to get a feel of it, pilots generally get like you're in your 5-figure range, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And then to suddenly have it to
Completely
nothing,
cut
yeah.
away.
How drastic is this change? Like, but
No,
yeah.
life doesn't stop there. Actually, life doesn't stop there. Like I said, with the help from the government, with the moratoriums and all that, we are off our burden for the loans. So the loans was the biggest problem for us, basically, and that was taken off. The biggest burden was taken off of us from us, right? So basically, we were living our life. We are still living our life. Life goes on, and doesn't mean that we stop eating, we stop drinking, we stop enjoying our life. Money is not everything, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, from a human level, what was your reactions and feelings like when the news first hit and the world kind of really got to grips with what was going on and we had lockdown? MJ, you were actually making flights into Wuhan. You said rescue mission. Which
Yeah, there was one flight.
Yeah,
but there was not passengers. Basically, bringing the medical supplies and the beds. That was on the load sheet, and that was pretty much it. There was only one flight to Wuhan, and probably
But still, though, that's still going into sort of the heart of where everything seemed to come from. I mean, like, did that impact you in any way?
For me, my work was my priority actually, and I have my own place in cyber, so I quarantined myself there for 2 weeks because I didn't want it to affect my family. Because I cannot be selfish. Not only my family, my friends also. If I go and see them, cannot be affecting them as well. Right. So it was all self-discipline and proper precautions were taken.
Okay.
But when you smelt COVID around the world, when you start hearing about it, right? Did you ever think, okay, if it locks down, tourism is going to be affected and flights are going to be affected, it will affect my job? Did you ever think about that at that point when it first started?
To be honest, basically when this thing started, we thought this is going to be just like a few months kind of thing, like how SARS was, I think 10 years ago. So it's just like temporary kind of thing, and it will go off within a couple of months. But we didn't know that it was going to continue till this level, actually. Yeah.
And go on and on and on.
Yes, yeah, it's still going on now. Borders are not open, and as long as we were doing international flights, so as long borders not open, we won't be able to get a job.
Okay. And, so that leads you. That must have led you guys to sit around and try and brainstorm about what you could do as your backup plan, right?
Definitely.
So, was this your original first backup plan? This idea of your delivery service?
Yes, this was the first, because how it actually happened was, I started doing this with other delivery companies, other logistic companies. I got the idea of it, and that's why I thought, like, hey, why not if I do it myself? Can be done.
Enterprising.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where all the business deals take place, in the mama shops. That's where it happened. That's why I called these guys and say, hey, what do you think about this idea? They told me it was a great idea. We should go ahead. That's why I say, you know what? You all should come in as well. Okay. That's why the team slowly formed, and then we started getting a strategic, like marketing strategy, business strategy, how to work towards this business.
Okay, so take us through this whole thing. It started off with you in the coffee shop having a genius ding, light bulb moment, right? Then you call your 2 buddies, 3 buddies. Like, walk us through. Was there one of you that joined next, or 3 of you, and then it went to 7? Like, how did it happen?
So basically, it happened in the coffee shop, and of course, when we meet up, we always meet together, 3 of us. We always meet, and that's where I was just like, because every day I come back and tell them the experience. Hey, I met this customer today, and this guy is like that. This guy was like this guy was like that. So a lot of experience to share with them. So they were like, the good thing was they were interested to listen to my stories. They were not like, okay, just another day. And every day I had different stories. So they also found it really interesting, and they said, hey, why not we do it on our own? So it's like, yeah, good idea as well. So slowly we started planning as to how we can do this, how we can build a team and work towards this to make it successful.
So what was the time frame from when you had the genius idea to when you guys actually hit the road as, Delivery Sing as a business?
So basically, when we started, to be honest, till now we are doing it manually without the app. So we thought we just hit it off, but we didn't know that actually it's going to hit it off that well. That to be honest, for a start, I think we did a good start. We did a good start, and now the app and all that is on the way. And in about 2 months' time, hopefully by April 1st, the app will be up and running, and we can take this business to another level.
How did you get business? I mean, is it friends, family, people just recommending, or what?
This is going everywhere, from WhatsApp to social media, and various people calling us now and telling us they got the brochure from here, flyer from here, and we are operating fully via WhatsApp, and we are doing manually. So everyone is contacting us via WhatsApp, and they got the information mostly via WhatsApp as well. And we also are going to Instagram, Facebook, and promoting our stuff there.
So who's the operator? Who's the one that's manning the WhatsApp and doing the logs and writing down who goes where, what, how? Like, how on earth do you manage this kind of, logistics?
And who's keeping the money?
Asha,
Yeah, who's keeping the money?
Asha, you want to know more, right? That's a secret. Promise me you'll go on a date with me.
My God, this guy doesn't stop. My God.
How tall are you?
6'4".
Yeah, not good enough.
Jeez. How tall do you want? My God. Okay, cool.
I'm joking. Anyway.
I'll go out with you. Okay, yeah.
Oh my God! Ouch.
All right, so this sort of business. So say it again. How, from the minute you thought of it to when you started to operate it, how long was that?
Basically, it was the day we thought of it. I think we need took a couple of days before we started and started getting our first few deliveries. We started off on the 13th, and we started off with hardly 5 to 10 deliveries on that day. That
Wow.
family and friends started supporting us and started giving us trips and deliveries.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
so what is it about your service that's kind of different from everybody else's? Like, what's so special about? What's your USP besides turbans?
Okay, so what's different from us and the rest is we are, so far the remarks that we got from our customers very efficient. We are most of our riders and drivers are very friendly, and all the stuff, like if they carry food or bouquet of flower, everything is reached from point A to point B according to them, and their experience using other delivery service has been fine. So that's where the word of it spreads, and then they say, "Oh, you should try these guys out, try these guys out." So that's how we're expanding.
Okay, so you're getting a lot of recommendations, which is like the most powerful kind of marketing. Okay, so earlier you were saying that you're waiting on this app. So suddenly you guys realize, oh, we can't do this manually. We need an app. And you're getting your app built. So that's obviously one of the biggest challenges that you guys have faced with Delivery Sing. What else have been big challenges for you guys that you never expected that you've had to deal with?
So basically, we didn't expect to hit it off this fast, to be honest, with this many deliveries in this short period of time. So like I said, we are doing everything manually. It's not easy, but it's doable. It's not impossible, right? We have a team of 7 of us now, and we're operating from a small office, and everything goes through WhatsApp, and we have 2-3 admin guys sitting there from day to night handling the deliveries, and we have admin to sort out all the data. And one more thing to add about how we are different. We even started transporting pets as well.
What do you mean?
Brilliant! I love that.
We even I would just want to add it up to that that we started transporting pets as well. So basically, we had a couple of customers who actually transported their pets successfully, basically without any problem.
Fantastic.
Wait, what do you mean transport pets for what?
Because look, if you want to get a normal sort of taxi or whatever, like people are always like, oh, I don't want my dog in the car. I don't want cats they're not so worried about. But so if you don't have transport and you need to take a dog to the vet, for example, it's nigh on
Right.
impossible.
I see.
You know,
Okay.
so you guys are amazing for doing that.
Do you guys use your own transportation? Because as business grows, you're gonna have to like get more. Because I'm sure when you first started, it was your own cars and whatever, right?
Mhm.
So what is it like now?
So basically, the trip's been done by our riders and drivers.
But their own
Yeah.
vehicles.
Yes. They actually accept the job and they accept the trip and they do it. Yeah, without any problem.
So
Yeah.
how many logbooks do you guys have? Like, I'm just trying to picture this because you've got it's complex logistics and stuff. Have you had instances of misdeliveries or wrong deliveries?
To be honest, we have came up with the system where we can run everything smoothly, and touch wood, everything is running smoothly now. And we have everything on the computer. So everyone has their own laptops. All the data is one person handling the data, one person is handling the deliveries. So everyone is communicating with each other, and we all work from the same place. So touch wood, till today, we didn't encounter any misdeliveries. Doing it manually, which is
that's
I feel
pretty
quite
incredible.
impressive for my team. I give it up to my team. Yeah.
How many bottles of Tipex or Whiteout do you have? We have no mistakes, honestly. Okay, so just exactly. So there's 7 of you guys now that are kind of the core heads of the dons of the company, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And where are you based, and how many riders have you got, and what area do you cover?
So actually, basically, we started off with Klang Valley, right? And we slowly thought that we will expand, but we was taken aback whereby in Klang Valley itself, we wasn't getting that many of rides. So at the moment, we are doing all over the place, to be honest, before we get the app and narrow down our coverage area. And before we expand our amount of riders and drivers. At the moment, we have drivers and riders from all over the place: Klang, Shalam, PJ, Rawang, KL, Selayang side, Batu Cave sides. So
Serdang side.
Sorry.
Serdang side.
Yeah. We do.
I will come for you, Asha. Don't worry.
Oh God, he's not stopping, man. He just and you keep opening the door for him. My God. Okay.
Exactly, JD. It's not my fault.
Yeah, if I'm getting stuff delivered, I don't care.
But the thing is, though, it is getting bigger. You guys are very successful. How big a game changer would the app be?
Oh, definitely. It will carry. It will lift off the burden at the moment. I wouldn't say burden. It was lift off the workload that is on us now. So, but it's not the end of it once you get the app and okay, here you go. Your game is over and you can sit and relax and enjoy the money coming in or something like that. But there's a lot more work to do. I think a lot of marketing. Our vision is to compete with those big guys out there like Grab and Lala. We don't want to just sit back and say, okay, we got 100 deliveries a day. That's enough for me, enough for my income. We started this off with a vision of competing with the big boys out there.